Okay, here we are, starting the recording of fixing the crack. So there's the end of the crack that I have to try and drill to. So here we go. Hopefully doing this will not extend the crack. I have to do this by hand because I don't have a drill small enough to fit inside the tank. And the crack is showing up, edge of it on the inside of the tank. Okay, I don't know how deep I have to go to hit this crack. Alright, just to recap, this is my tank. It's a C-Clear 25-gallon tank that at the center brace here there is a crack going from here to where I drilled into the acrylic, 4.5 inches long. What I have done is I have used a pin drive which holds drill bits and drilled into the acrylic. So let's see. Zoom in a little bit. Try to keep it in focus. Alright. Now, I believe that I have drilled far enough down to hit the crack so that I can apply the weld-on 4 and hopefully it will seal up the crack. Now, the other thing I'm doing is I have bracing left and right on the tank to sort of push it together, and then in order to make sure the crack is flat, I'm using a clamp up front to clamp the front of the tank against the desk. So not quite sure. It's pretty close. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I've stood the tank up. I got the glue already, and let's see what we can do here. No.
Yes, he produced a full-blown critique of the Berkeley Marina dated December 24th.
There's no proof he actually was fishing yet?
We're asking for the public to
Shoot. Well, I'm going to lay this down again. It's dripping more than I want it to. Alright, well, I've got a brace that's going from corner to corner. It's hard because the corners are actually curved. And in order to keep the crack from sitting not straight or not even, I put the clamp on top. Now it didn't seal all the way. I'm going to be adding some more Weld-On 4 to try to fill in the holes, and we'll see what happens from there. But I've at least got some up top, and then we'll go from there. But I'll be back. Alright, here we are. I'm polishing the plexiglass. I've tried to seal the crack as much as possible. Used Weld-On 4 to try to get into the crack, and then I drilled it to try to get to the end of the crack as best I can. What I'm using to polish the plexiglass is this Turtle Wax headlight lens restorer. It comes with 4 different grades of sanding, and then clarifying lens and clarifying lens compound and spray lubricant. So and a sealer, but I'm not going to use the sealer. I don't think I'll need it. Plus, I don't want to put it with the fish when I do put fish in here. Right now I'm just trying to basically try to get the crack as sealed as best I can. I've also cut a piece of acrylic for a top. It's hard to see, but I've put a handle on it. Drilled a hole here in this corner and in this corner. I've cut the corners to fit since it's a curved, since it's a one piece on the front acrylic is one piece, it's curved around. I also added stops on the plexiglass. There's one here, there's one down here, and same on the opposite side. So it'll actually sit on this when I put it in place, and it has the stops so it won't fall into the tank. Like I said, right now I'm working on polishing the acrylic, trying to get out as many scratches near this crack as possible. The pads that this kit comes with are marked number 1, which I've already started with, and then it's hard to see, but number 2, and then I'm up to number 3, and on the back side of number 3 is number 4, which is, I think, 3000 grit is what it goes up to. So this is where I'm at. When I go to the inside of the tank to try to work on that, I'm going to have a little bit more sanding to do, and I'm actually going to be using the Dremel, because on the inside I've actually built up, tried to fill the hole that I drilled, and I built up the along the crack with weld-on 16, so I'm going to have to smooth that down and try to get that flat and as inconspicuous as possible. So, but the crack on the front, there's no longer as much of a lip here, and it's smoothed out pretty well. So we'll see how things go. But at least for the front, it'll be polished. I'm on to number 4 now, and I'm just trying to polish it really well. I'll try and take a flame to it probably and see how that does to get the crack to go away, but as much as possible. But up here near the top, I'll probably have to sand it with number 1 again a little bit more, but along the line it's nice and smooth. So just firm finger pressure. The stuff works pretty well. There was a couple of scratches that I was able to get to go away, make them at least extremely unnoticeable. So far so good. I just need to get a cotton cloth and apply this lens clarifying compound. Like I said, I'm not going to seal it, but we'll see how it goes. So that's it for now. I'll be hopefully finished with this tonight, and I'll post something up on the site soon. Alright, here we are inside the fish tank, the 26 gallon. I'm starting with, what is this, 400 grit. to try to sand down the weld-on 16 that I'd put down. It's wet dry, so I've got a small piece of wood. I've got the sandpaper around the end of it, and I'm just gonna work on trying to sand this down. And I'll go up in grit. I've got all the way up to 2,500 wet dry. But we'll see how things turn out. And just going back and forth. I went all along the crack, especially around the hole where I drilled with the weld-on 16. But this is what I'm doing. I'll, as I change grit, I'll continue to update. For right now, I'm just trying to smooth it down to get the excess buildup of the weld-on 16 removed. So far, pretty good. So the bump is not as high as it was. I didn't get the hole filled as much as I wanted to. I was hoping to fill it more, but we shall see. And as far as lubricant, I'm just using plain water. So when I change grit, I'll come back with an update. Okay, started off with 400 grit, and I've pretty much gotten this smooth. Still a couple areas I need to lower down, but I'm going to jump up to 600 grit and start clearing this up a little bit. So the whited out area is the area that I've, from here all the way up is where I've sanded. So here I go with 600 grit, and we're going to start smoothing out the areas. But just a little bit of water and Okay, now we're down to 800 grit. So far things are going pretty well. Yeah, it still looks white, but got most of the area smoothed out down to the plastic. Got a couple areas that not sure how I'm going to deal with, but looks pretty nice, and we'll see how it all works out in the end. But slowly getting it polished. I've still got 6 more sheets of wet dry sandpaper to go, so I'm not going to drag you through the whole process, but just to show you the progress as we go. So see you in the next video. Okay, I have upgraded to 1000 grit. I'm wrapping it around this stick on the end to try to keep it segregated and in one spot. So, and got most of the Weld-On 16 sanded flat. Still have this drill hole that I'm going to have to try to figure out how to resolve. But so far, so good. I'm just going to get this polished. Again, we're at 1000 grit and working on getting this down to a nice smooth surface. I'll be able to polish this and get it so that it's hopefully nice and clear. Still be able to see the crack, but I think I've got it sealed pretty well. So we'll see how things go. But so I'm not sanding through the whole process, which is taking a while. I'll come back when I change grit, which the next one after the 1000 is going to be 1500, and then 2000, and then 2500, and then I'll go to the 3M kit and I'll use that to polish this and hopefully get it to a nice clear scratch-free area. So I hope you're not getting too bored by this, but that's where I'm at right now. Alright, it's looking better. The area, it's smooth, except for right in here. There's a couple of pits. I'm not sure what caused those, but it's definitely smooth, and it's getting clear. I'm now up to 1500 grit, and just add a little bit of water, and we'll start working from here. So I have after this I have 2000 and then 2500. Then I'll switch over to the 3M, and we'll see how it looks after that. Okay, I haven't done the 2000 or the 2500 grit yet. Figure I'd try something here real quick, see how it worked out. I've taken my blowtorch here and working the area, basically polishing it with the torch, and it seems to be helping. He's here. So far it's working out. So, alright, now pull out the buffing compound, see what that does. See if that clears it up. But we're pretty close to being done, I think, as soon as I get this clear. But yeah, this area here, right there, see if we can get that done. So don't want to hold it on there too long because it will start to bubble certain areas. But alright, well, after fine polishing, it looks pretty decent. I'm not going to do the 2000 or the 2500. I'm going to try the buffing compound that comes with the 3M. It's the, as I showed before, the lens clarifying compound by Turtle Wax, and see how that does on clearing that up. So when I come back, we'll see how it is. Alright, here we are. I've finished with the 3M lens clarifier, and it actually looks really nice. Unfortunately, I still have the crack. I can't do anything about that. I've sealed it as best I could. So it should hold water. I really hope it does hold water. But it shouldn't extend any further. So I guess we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and repolish the front again, and then I will come back when I have this full of water, and we'll see how it does. Alright, I know it's not a very good angle of the tank, but we're here for the water test to make sure it'll hold water all the way full. So, here we go. Alright, well, here's the tank. Full water test. When I say full, I mean it's full right up to the brace. Here's the crack that I repaired. Part that I'm not really caring for. It looks like everything's sealed on the crack pretty well, but this last little section really concerns me. I'm sure it's fine, but I don't know. I might drain the tank, or when I do drain the tank, I might drill a little bit right there in the center. You know, right here where it looks like there's a little divot, I might drill there down into the crack and see if I can seal it some more. But there it is. You know, it's the lid that I made for it. You know, it's fitting pretty nice. You know, it's got the holes in the back for filtering and hoses. One thing you gotta concern yourself about when you're when you do the polishing of the edges, and like I had an issue with some excess glue right here. I ended up unfortunately bowing the top a little bit, just a little bit. Hopefully it'll settle itself down over time. But other than that, it worked out really well. There's no water leaks. The base is looking really dry so far. If we look through the tank itself, looking down into the tank, you know, it's looking really dry on the underside, so I don't think I have any leaks underneath. But as far as the crack, there we go. You know, just 4.5 inch crack. It is stopped, but that small section right there, you know, is my biggest concern. So this is, you know, cracking the acrylic final. So I hope everyone enjoys. I hope they get some good ideas on how to take care of this if this ever happens to them. But good luck. Okay, well, I had the tank set up with water overnight. Held water, no leaks, nothing. My biggest concern is this small section of the crack. It's not sealed like the rest of the crack. It's approximately, looks like about a little over 1.25 inches, 1 5/16 inches in length. So I'm going to drill right here in the center till I hit the crack, or I go into the crack just a little bit, and try to get some weld-on 4 inside. But right about there is where I'm going to drill, and I'm going to drill down into the crack and try to see if I can get some weld-on 4 in there and try to finish the seal. That's the only part of the crack that I'm concerned about. The rest of the crack sealed up really nice all the way up to the top. You can see the edges here, except for the very edge. Everything else looks like it's sealed really well, except for right there. So let's see what happens. And once, you know, if I can get the weld-on 4 in there and it seals nicely, then I'll reseal the hole both here and here at the end, right there, with some weld-on 16 This hole is, it's alright, it's pretty much sealed, but it didn't fill all the way with the weld-on 16, so I'm going to try and re-drill it a little bit to clean it out. I think it got some buffing material in it, and then refill it with weld-on 16, both here at the end and here in the middle. So I'll be back after I'm done drilling. Okay, well, I got the holes drilled. I drilled in the middle. It's hard to see with the weld-on 4, but maybe that, yeah, right there is where the center hole was, and then I went ahead and drilled out the end again, and applied the weld-on 4, and it looks like it sealed pretty well. You know, I'm pretty happy with it now. I did use sort of, I made a lever, sort of, but I if I can get to where you can see here, I put a piece of plastic underneath, and then put a piece of wood underneath, and then clamped it on the end so that it was pressing here to lifting up to widen the crack to, you know, help the weld-on 4 go in. So weld-on 4 has been applied. I'm going to give it a little while to set, and then I'll use my small torch to try and clean it off the weld-on 4 that's on the outside. It's just those two holes, and then I'll use weld-on 16 to seal up the two drill holes, and then I will sand that down and smooth it out like I did before with the whole crack. So everything's looking good. I'm happy with it now. I think it'll be fine as far as the crack, because I've drilled the end. It shouldn't extend any further, so I think we're good. Thank you for watching this DIY cracking the acrylic, how to reseal it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I know I have, as far as doing the project itself. I'm happy with the results, and this is DIY cracking the acrylic, DIY fish keepers.